Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my beloveds. Welcome to another episode of the Second Man podcast, the Second Man Experience podcast. I am Imran Muhammad. Here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today's episode is titled The Wealth Illusion, Stewardship versus Ownership. The heavy crown of gold. I want to speak today directly to the man who has made it. You've navigated the markets, you've built the empire, and you've secured the bag. You look at your bank balance and you see the numbers that you once only dreamed of. But with that wealth has come a new kind of weight. There is a subtle anxiety that creeps in, the fear of losing it, the pressure to grow it even further, and the exhausting need to maintain the lifestyle that signals your status to the world. You find yourself working harder to protect what you own than you did to acquire it. The Holy Quran warns us, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر. Competition in worldly increase diverts you until you visit the graveyards. Today, we are piercing the wealth illusion. We are going to redefine your relationship with money, moving from suffocating grip of ownership to the liberating power of stewardship. The scarcity trap in abundance. We study something within NLP called meta programs. And one of the most dangerous for high earners is the scarcity filter. It sounds counterintuitive, but many millionaires live in a state of psychological poverty. They are constantly scanning for what is missing, rather than what is present, what is there. When your identity is tied to ownership, your nervous system is in a constant state of high alert. Every market dip feels like a personal amputation. In coaching, we call this over-identification. You have confused your net worth with your self-worth. To break this, we use something called reframing. We need to change your internal map of wealth. If you see yourself as the owner, you are continuously stressed. If you see yourself as the asset manager for a higher power, your physiology changes. The stress drops. You move from a fixed mindset, which is protecting the pile, to a flow mindset, directing the resource. We're going to look at how to de-anchor your happiness from the decimal point and re-anchor it to your impact. The hand and the heart. The giants of our tradition, like Al-Imam al-Ghazali, had a profound formula for wealth. He said, put the dunya in your hand, but never in your heart. Think of one of these greatest sacred men, sacred man like Uthman ibn Affan. May Allah be pleased with him. The third Caliph, the companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and amongst the high flyers of the Sahaba. And in today's world, in today's terms, he would be known as a multi-millionaire individual. When he bought the well of Rumah for the community, or when he financed the army of Tabuk, he didn't do it as an owner, showing off. He did it as a Khalifa, a steward. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, has said, ليس الغنى عن كثرة العرض ولكن الغنى غنى النفس. Wealth is not in having many possessions, but rather true wealth is the wealth of the soul. The great Shafi'i Imam scholar Al-Raghib al-Asfahani explains that money is like water in the pipe. It provides life, but if it leaks into the foundation of the house, in this case is the heart, it destroys the building. The sacred experience of wealth is realizing that you are merely a distribution point. Allah chose you to hold this wealth because He trusted your character to channel it. When you realize that the money belongs to none other than Al-Malik, the true king, you stop being a slave to the pound and the dollar, and you start being a master of the mission. You realize that you don't own the mountain. You are just one standing on top of it to see who needs help at the bottom. The stewardship audit. Brothers, let's change the physics of your finances. Here is your sacred man protocol. Change number 1, the ownership disruption. Look at your most prized possession. It could be your car, your watch, your home, and say it aloud. This is a trust, amana, on loan to me. Just by stating that, feel the shift in your chest. Notice how the gripping sensation relaxes. You are now the user and not the slave to that commodity. The second change, which is highly significant in the way we have our relationship with our wealth and our money, the hidden sadaqah, which we will call pattern interrupt. Today, let me give you something. Give a significant amount of money away in total secrecy. Try doing this in the coming week. Doesn't have to be too extensive, doesn't have to be too much of high amount, but something significant. No social media posts, no tax receipts, not even your spouse knows. Let me tell you, this interrupts the ego's need for validation through wealth and reestablishes the connection between you and Ar-Raziq, the provider himself. The third change towards this mindset, the value-based spending audit. Look at your bank statement. Does your spending reflect your sacred identity? If you value family, but spend more on status symbols than on quality time or experiences with your children, Your map is broken. Realign your capital with values. And finally, the fourth change, the morning declaration. Every morning, before you check your stocks or emails, say, "Oh Allah, I am your steward today. Guide my hands to earn purely and spend wisely." My beloveds, wealth is a beautiful servant, but a terrible master. A sacred man is never defined by what he has in his pocket, but by what he gives from his heart. You are a man of means. Now become a man of meaning. In the next episode, we're going to tackle a fire that burns in the heart of many men, mastering the fire. We'll discuss anger, aggression, and how to turn that raw energy into force of protection rather than destruction. My beloveds, until then, manage your trusts. Keep your heart free and remember, you are a sacred man. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.